10, because that is a level of understanding, because it uses microbiological issues and other things. And then we train them on that. Then we conduct quizzes and competition. Out of them, we select about 20 to 30 students. Then we mobilize them with the kits, and they go to their nearby vicinity, collect samples, create awareness. Every student goes to about 20 to 30 households around their locality. And then the results were, when the results come back to us, then we compile them. We share those results with our technical expert team. We are in a process of creating a, mutual expert team, inviting other, water purification companies and solution providers, so that we can have more specific solutions around it, and then showcase them on the, showcase them for other stakeholders to come and do some solutions towards this. So this is broadly about the program. Mr. Malhotra already has shared that we do this sample testing. So we use a vial. It's a hydrogen sulfide strip-based vial. So this is a bottle which goes, people go and collect at different point of water sources. When you put this water inside this bottle and close this within 12 hours, 24 hours, if this color changes to black, so it is a basically no-go kind of a test to understand that whether the water is pure to drink or not. So this is a starting point. And when we map that, okay, these are the locations, we have problem in the drinking water, then our expert team goes and do a detailed study to see, because everywhere you don't require to have a RO or a arsenic problem. The problem can be anything. Somewhere by boiling water can help somebody, chlorine tablets can. So we will actually do all this messaging around this. So this is a pilot project we started and we completed, and one full exercise of similar kind with our own volunteers we carried out in South Delhi, for which the detailed report is part of your press kit to study. And 2 schools we have started, I have already shared with you. I once again thankful to the management and the students who have taken this initiative and participation in this foundation initiative. Now, what is the goal? What is the short-term target? The short-term target in the phase 1, in next 2 years, we are targeting to go beyond Delhi NCR to reach out to other metropolitan cities and areas which are more water stressed. And we are targeting to reach out to about 5,000 schools, each having 30 health ambassadors and 20 families they will cover. So indirectly, the direct awareness creation is happening to around 3 million households in the country. And as Mr. Malhotra has requested you all, I would again request you all, because this is not possible. One of the biggest challenges is to have volunteers and to spread it across, so that we can encourage more volunteers and more schools, more institutions to join hand in this mission. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Pradhan. And before we proceed further, I have a great news to share, ladies and gentlemen. The moment for which everyone is, I guess, eagerly awaiting. I can see it in everyone's faces. Yes, Mr. Sachin Tendulkar, he's all here. He has arrived at the hotel. But to my utter dismay, we are a bit sorry for the fact is the flight got a bit delayed, so you have to bear 10-15 minutes more. In the meantime, I would like to welcome Rakesh Malhotra ji on stage so that he can speak few words.
All right. This is without an agenda.
And also people, you can also ask questions and share your thoughts until and unless Mr. Tendulkar arrives here. Yes, sir. Hand over to you, sir.
Yeah, I think it's probably a little unscheduled because Sachin Bhai is a little delayed. He's got in. He's coming in. He's just getting freshened up and coming down. In the meantime, I'm very happy to answer any questions that you might have, or maybe clarify, because I was going through this presentation as it was going on, so maybe I might want to take this opportunity to clarify a little bit more about how this program will roll out. Currently, we have just done pilots in 3 schools. This will roll out at the speed, of roughly about 50 to 60 schools every year, every month, starting the next month. Now that we have the whole framework in place, we have done it, we know what process steps are involved, how students can go in, what kind of feedback. Just now today in the morning I was chatting with some of these students who are here, and I was quite surprised to know that even in Delhi, which is where these 2 schools are, out of the 12 testing kits that each child took to the community, they found 6, some of them found up to 6 houses had problem with their drinking water. And guess what? Even 1 or 2 houses with ROs installed had still got that problem in the house. So the level of water problems, if it is like this where municipal water is available in the capital of the country, you can well imagine what are you going to see as you go deeper down into the countryside. And so I think this is something that we very firmly believe will create a sense of consumer education to a point where the stress of that knowledge, when the consumer gets to know I have this problem. So I'll tell you one very interesting example. I went to a collector, and I won't name the district, in West Bengal, and the purpose was, we have this University of California Berkeley Labs license, and with the UC Berkeley, we wanted to do a project for the one that Rajan talked about, for 10,000 liters of community drinking water to make it arsenic free. And I went to a district where the collector was, very welcoming to us, saying that, look, you have got a solution that I've been looking for, but I request you one thing. I said, what do you want to, what is it that you're requesting? So guess what he wanted of us? He says, I will give you any amount of help that you need to set up this project, but the only thing that I ask of you is don't let anyone in the media know that we have a problem here. And the reason is because he felt that if people got to know the extent of arsenic contamination problem that there was inside the community, there would be pretty much an unrest in his office if this got out. So the point is that when consumers get to know what they are going through, chances are that there will be a very heavy degree of upward pressure to the establishment to also try and help in solving those problems. So it's not going to be just us. So we are hoping to make a difference as a foundation at the core of the issue, which is to make the consumer of water aware of what quality of water he is drinking and what that can do to him. So I think that's the whole spirit of this project, and I think it is adequately funded for us to be able to do up to about 40 to 50,000 schools over the next 6 years, which essentially means we can reach out almost 4 to 5 crore households across the country over 5-6 years time. This could be done faster if we could roll out faster, but it's, we are there in terms of resources, but the key is going to be how many schools can we get motivated to do this, how many volunteers we can find who can go and train students in the schools. So that's the scale-up difficulty that we are facing. So I think with that, I would leave it for any questions that you might have while we wait for Mr. Tendulkar to join us. Yes, sir. Yeah. That is true. That is true. So almost about 80 odd percent, 75 to 80% of the water is rejected out of an RO system. But let me answer this in two parts. One is what can be done to RO systems to reduce wastage, and what are the other ways of conserving water. So first of all, the ROs are not necessarily required for every kind of water contamination. In fact, at times uh, it's almost like this, that consumers these days think that buy an RO because it's the best form of water purification. Whether you need it or you don't need it, I don't think that's being looked at. I think it's again a function of education. So ROs as a technology, water conservation in ROs is something that one is working with. Actually, let me give you an interesting insight on this. ROs are also used for bottled water plants, for example, and you take brackish water or high TDS water and you pass it through various stages of RO filtration to come to the purified water. But in those plants, the reject water is recirculated back through the next stage of RO. So effectively, the water wastage is much lesser. Now, that technology, by virtue of its sheer size and cost, is hard to package into something as small as that. So which is why it has so far not been used. But I can tell you something, that we are probably about, let's say, 9 months to a year away from an RO that would have 25% water wastage and 75% pass through. This is all I can say right now. They are under trials, but they are not yet a mature technology for it to go to consumers. So as far as ROs are concerned, that's the way to go. But I think the other options are evolving other segments of the water purification market, which are non-RO, for example. So, I mean, for years, UV was the only water purification method that there was, or for that matter, the candle filters which were there in the, you can go to any small town and still you can find those steel jars in which there is a candle on the top and it filters the water down. Now, those were the two. So gravity and the UV were the only two real options. The problem with UV is that there are places where electricity is an issue, so you can't deal with a UV purifier unless it has storage. So there are innovations that are in the pipeline. I'm sure other companies are also doing it, but I can talk for Livpure. Livpure is coming up with, so our goal is to segment the water purification market by application and not by technology. So we would like to see what kind of minimum solution is required for a given type of water, and make solutions available for it. And all of those which are by definition much more conserving with water, so to say. In UV, you don't waste any water. You are basically killing the germs by the ultraviolet rays. So there are similarly other technologies that are being worked upon, which can solve some of the problems. But some kind of water which has high TDS will still need either RO or forward osmosis membranes, which are also something which can reduce the water wastage. So these are the areas where things are being done. But that's when it comes to purification. But I think the bigger problem is water conservation as a whole, because the groundwater, as it goes deeper, so in 18 districts that Punjab has, pretty much every district is on a red level on water availability, and a lot of Punjab's agriculture still depends on groundwater. So we are anywhere between 10 and 50 years away from catastrophe in groundwater, pretty much anywhere in the country. So I think water conservation at a much bigger level is an issue. It's not just during purification. I'm sure, so we alone would not make all the difference. I think we have one part of a large universe, and we would probably focus on what we can do with this foundation right now in terms of awareness. Right, so I think our friend is around the corner. He should be here in the next couple of minutes. I can take one more question in case you want to ask. Maybe you want to wait. That's probably going to be more interesting, but if there is a question. Yes, yes, yes.
So my name is Shreya and I am from NK Bagrodia School. I live in Delhi. I want to ask sir that Dwarka faces really a lot of problem of water shortage, and for that we said water tankers and underground tanks. So how can these ROs help us with this?
Right. So water tankers and underground water both have high degree of contamination. So by using an RO or for that matter some other types of purifiers, we, we can clean up all those impurities. So there are basically three types of impurities, as you know, you've already gone and trained people. So there is dissolved impurities, there are viruses, and there is bacteria, right? So we clean these three out, we can make the water safe to drink. And ROs can definitely do that, but if your dissolved impurities are small, then you can also use other type of purifiers.
Thank you.
Right, so what happens to the wastewater is that it actually is also purified water, except that it has got a higher concentration of dissolved solids. The reason for that is that you have removed, out of the water that has got purified, some amount of solids have been removed and they remain in the rest of the water. Now, yes,
Can it be used for planting,
very
watering
much.
the plants?
It can be reused
Because
for...
that's a myth most of the people have, that it can't be used.
No, it can be used absolutely for planting. I use it in my house for even bathing.
Yeah, I always use, but...
Right, so I can tell you that in our house we have this
Washing
outlet
clothes?
and... Sorry?
Washing clothes also?
Yes, washing clothes also. It really depends on how high is the TDS. So in certain areas...
So if it is a stored water, like if it is a tanker water.
Tanker water should be fine.
Dwarka is being fed by
Right,
tankers.
so tanker water usually does not have a high dissolved water, impurity, so you can definitely use it for that. All right, as we wait, maybe if there is any other question. So I think after you guys, after the event is done with Sachin, we have actually a demonstration right here on the right hand side here, where there are three types of water that we have put. One is tanker, one is underground borewell water, and one is normal tap water, and it's actually being filtered. So I'm happy to drink any one of those glasses after filtration. I would encourage anyone to try if you have the adventure spirit to do it. So that's something which is available. You can actually press the key and get your water out of it, and it's all dirty water on top, but I can guarantee you that it's 100% safe at the output.
What about the mass purification if we want to install such a thing for a school, for the entire school?
Right. So, what really matters is how much water we want per hour and how much water we want to store. So, in a school of let's say 1,000 people, how many? 3,000 people. Okay. So, 3,000 people, you will typically consume in a day about 5,000 liters of water in drinking water, and this could be done with about 300 liters per hour type of purification device, which is doable. We do have solutions for that at LivePure, and also other companies make that same kind of product. So I think he's right here. We should be getting him in any moment now. Oh, there we go. So I think, would you please join me to welcome Sachin on stage, please? Thank you.
I think it's better you also go that side. Okay. Are you okay? Yeah. You look here? If we will look here, then we will get. Sorry. Sachin here. ठीक है. Sachin here. This side, please, sir. This side. Sachin, once here. Thank you. Okay.
बैठ जाएंगे प्लीज और उनको मौका मिलेगा I think बैठ जाओ
Still बैठ जाओ.
Now I would like to invite Mr. Rakesh Malhotra to please come over here and invite Mr. Sachin Tendulkar on stage.
So I think I'll not stand between you and the great man. Let him come and share his views on what we're trying to do here and how he sees from his perspective this initiative. Sachin Tendulkar needs no introduction. We'll let him come here and go straight. Thank you.
Good Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, a big congratulations to Rakesh, your team, Lift Your Family for this terrific initiative. I feel it is a wonderful initiative because there are so many children, especially under 5, who are affected by disease which are caused because of impure water. Not only the health is affected, many lives are lost as well, which is disheartening. I feel this initiative is about saving lives and bringing happiness to people. For this, we need to have various things in place. Rakesh and his team have put in a mega effort in creating something unique, something which not just his team, but also the school children are part of, which is even more exciting for me, because I remember when I was of your age, and it continues, there are certain parts of our country where I traveled playing cricket and all that. I was thinking twice before drinking that water. Because whenever I did that, I could immediately sense that my health was not 100% okay. So I had to be careful. With the initiative that Live Pure Foundation has started, the school children are going to be part of this, and they are going to randomly check various houses and check the quality of water. Live Pure is going to provide them a small kit which will exactly determine how pure the water is. And if it is impure, then the children are going to take that to the concerned authorities and make sure that the quality level is raised and it's a drinkable water which is pure. More so also, I think it's important, it is interlinked. Being a UNICEF ambassador for hygiene, I have spent a lot of time with children in remote places, and somewhere where accessibility even for us to get there is not so easy. So teaching them about cleanliness, about maintaining certain levels of hygiene. I had to teach them how to wash their hands, because disease also spread. That is the beginning of our biggest enemy. I think if we don't know how to keep ourselves clean, then that is where the downfall starts of our health. Children are going to play a major role in this, and I believe that we can try and bring happiness to people around by keeping them healthy. I think it's not something which few individuals decide to push this initiative and it's going to be successful. I think it's going to require a mega effort by the entire nation. As many people stand behind this initiative, it's going to help all of us. All I wish to do is, from my side, I know I'm not an expert in this field, but from my side, I will always be there to create awareness. I think once you start creating awareness, the next steps will follow. So I will give you my commitment that I'll always be part of this initiative and give 100% support in creating as much awareness as possible. I can see the future of India sitting here. So to the little diamond sitting here, I think you've already shown brightly. Also make sure that the other students who are in your school, your class, your neighbors, also shine as brightly as you. All the very best.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sachin Tendulkar, for sharing such great thoughts. That's a great initiative that you have taken. Now it's my absolute honor and privilege to request Mr. Sachin Tendulkar to present certificate of recognition